All right. Morning, Frank. And morning, Chris, and Dominique, and Joan, and Christina, and Ruben, and of course, Iona. All right. Chapter 13, page 75. Being. Path of plenitude. The desire to possess. Possession means nothing to those who live as the love they are, because those who have themselves known that they have everything. To accumulate illusionary things would be meaningless. They know that the great joy they experience in being free from all possessions, whether material or immaterial, is incomparable to any attraction or pleasure the body can grant, no matter how great it may seem. As you become more subtle, the importance of one's valued things diminishes. After all, having known the glory of your being, the beauty of your holiness, and the magnificence of your love, how could you continue to desire things that neither share nor beautify, but that rather tire, confuse, and sadden the heart? Freedom is the greatest of all soul treasures. In it lies love, grace, and sanctity. The splendor of source shines in its diaphanous light. Its wisdom is radiant. Love flows from it. Centuries have had to pass in the history of humanity for universal consciousness, and with it, human consciousness as well, to remember and accept the truth of what is remembered in this dialogue. Without freedom, there is no humanity. Without freedom, there is no love, no existence. Where freedom is absent, so are truth and peace. Wow. All right, let's hear this one more time. Iona, would you read this one more time to us?
Yes. Chapter 13. Being. Path of plenitude. 1. The desire to possess. Possessions means nothing to those who live as the love they are, because those who have themselves know they have everything. To accumulate illusory things would be meaningless. They know that the great joy they experience in being free from all possessions, whether material or immaterial, is incomparable to any attraction or pleasure the body can grant, no matter how great it may seem. As you become more subtle, the importance of once valued things diminishes. After all, having known the glory of your being, the beauty of your holiness, and the magnificence of your love, how could you continue to desire things that neither cheer nor beautify, but that rather tire, confuse, and sadden the heart? Freedom is the greatest of all soul treasures. In it lies love, grace, and sanctity. The splendor of Source shines in its diaphanous light. Its wisdom is radiant. Love flows from it. Centuries have had to pass in the history of humanity for universal consciousness, and with it, human consciousness as well, to remember and accept the truth of what is remembered in this dialogue. Without freedom, there is no humanity. Without freedom, there is no love, no existence. Where freedom is absent, so are truth and peace. Thank you.
All right. And welcome, Africa. I'm missing your lipstick. She has these beautiful colors sometimes on. As you become more subtle, the importance of once valued things diminishes. After all, having known the glory of your being, the beauty of your holiness, and magnificence of your love, how could you continue to desire things that neither cheer nor beautify, but that rather tire, confuse, and sadden the heart? Wow, what a beautiful line that is. And we really can see that in our own life once we start to value what we have been given in this life. Nothing stops us to pursue love for its own sake. Frank?
Mhm. I'm just struck here. Freedom is the greatest of all soul treasures.
Unknown caller.
All soul treasures. What, just to say what I'm experiencing now, I am discovering the real me, the truth. And it's through the freedom from the relationship with that false self. Boy, I could be walking from one room to the next and be lost in some inner conversation and left me behind. and now know just almost instantly that this is not a place I want to live. I don't need to live in illusions. So just the ability to stop. And for me, I use the refrigerator door, the freezer door quite frequently as the grounding thing, but to just stop and hold on to that and ask myself, am I at peace with me? And it's like the union of both just come together. The me of today is honored, the me I am joins, and now I can go about whatever's in front of me with this different knowing of who I am. And it does seem to be morphing into the recognition of knowing who you are more clearly too, because I know that's shared. Thank you.
That's where that famous song came from. Stop in the name of love before we. All right, Chris.
I appreciate your singing, Hub. The joy of singing. Um, yeah, I really admire this writing, this channeled work by Sebastian. Um, as I practice mindfulness, practice watching the mind, practice giving over the valueless for the value. Um, I'm really practicing non-attachment to the fruit that produces, that kind of inner service. And to me, it that equals affluence, that equals abundance, um, that equals the prosperous kingdom of source within me. And I've had a great opportunity to experience that more in my life once I retired. I was before I retired, I was like a goal making machine, goal oriented machine. And it served me well, but there were a lot of clinging and craving to at times material things, outcomes, things like that. And until I really got into watching for that and disidentifying from that, and the Course in Miracles and the practice of Buddhism has been so integral about that, because Jesus said, don't lay your treasures where rust and moth consumes, i.e., don't value the valueless, the perishable, the changing, the non-eternal. So the criteria for me is it what I'm receiving changeless, and what I'm receiving, is it eternal? And love is very eternal. The present moment is very eternal. And that produces a vibration of like kind in my life. When I do the inner service of forgiveness and the practice of being more loving than ever before, more kind, more giving. Um, so I really appreciate um, that. Um, and that produces, when I'm watching for that and letting go of that, I'm really fostering inner liberation and inner freedom from fear and suffering, just for my prayer and meditative state of mind. I'm complete. Thank you.
Thank you. They say love is its own reward. All right, so let's read on a little bit more. Christina, would you continue reading The New Humanity, page 74? Oh, you don't have a book. Yes, I forgot about that one. All right. Well, then we go to Frank.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I was on the wrong page. Uh, Heart full of light. I was I said that's the new humanity, right? I went back to chapter 12. All right, awesome. Thanks, Iona reminded me very
Yeah, well,
nicely
you're gonna
with
have to
that.
remind me now because I found the old spot that you gave
All
me.
right, page 76 on the top it says heart
Gotcha.
full of light.
Heart full of light. Here you find the answer to questions you have about evil. All its expressions are the effect of a deep suffering in which the soul experiences itself as imprisoned, deprived of its free will. The inability to be is an attack on truth of such magnitude that it can create an entire world of madness. By living a life full of repression, you have been looking for ways to decompress the tension it generates. But in searching for ways to channel the deep frustration you feel by overriding or cloistering your will, you run into a conflict. You had to decide between completely free or fitting into the values and thought system of the world. Let me repeat that. You had to decide between being completely free or fitting into the values and thought system of the world. Everyone has been struggling with this adaptation freedom conundrum. In the plane of time, nobody can either fully adapt or be completely free. But this will not continue to be the case. The love made human continually establishes relationships based on the freedom to be who one truly is. This has nothing to do with coming and going or doing as you please. In fact, when you know that you are in harmony with your true identity, you no longer need to go anywhere or possess anyone or anything. You simply understand that life is about being and nothing else. How each person brings this into expression is a matter of the free will of each soul. There will be countless ways to manifest the true identity of love and bear witness to the freedom of the children of God. Connect the dots, and we can begin to see the full tapestry. Humanity is moving from an era in which people were indoctrinated to follow external moral codes to one in which relationships will be established that foster freedom. This concerns both so-called closest ties as well as those with ties relating to ideas, government systems, and organizations. By building a world on the basis of freedom, peace will increasingly manifest, not as the result of a human achievement or learning, but as the expression of a new consciousness. The changes that the earth is expecting now are the effect of an unprecedented and all-encompassing universal transmutation.
Can you read that line one more time?
Sure. The changes that the earth is experiencing now are the effect of an unprecedented and all-encompassing universal transmutation. This means that not only will human beings benefit from the grace of a conscious union with love and creation, but all planes and dimensions will be enveloped in benevolence. The new humanity will advance this, as well as new living beings that will inhabit and are already inhabiting the earth.
Wow.
Wow, yeah.
There's some nice things in here. Let's hear this one more time, and thank you for taking us all to the end. It was a long thought, but very nice. Let's see, Ruben. I know you have a book.
You're right, I have a book. Car full of light. Here you find the answer to questions you have about evil. All its expressions are the effect of a deep suffering in which the soul experiences itself as imprisoned, deprived of its free will. The inability to be is an attack on truth of such magnitude that it can create an entire world of madness. By living a life full of repression, you have been looking for a way to decompress the tension it generates. But in searching for ways to channel that deep frustration you feel by overriding or cloistering your will, you run into a conflict. You had to decide between being completely free or fitting into the values and thought system of the world. Everyone has been struggling with this adaptation, freedom conundrum. In the plane of time, nobody can either fully adapt or be completely free. But this will not continue to be the case. The love made human continually establish relationship based on the freedom to be who one truly is. This has nothing to do with coming and going or doing as you please. In fact, when you know that you are in harmony with your true identity, you no longer need to go anywhere or possess anyone or anything. You simply understand that life is about being and nothing else. How each person brings this into expression is a matter of the free will of each soul. There will be countless ways to manifest the true identity of love and bear witness to the freedom of the children of God. Connect the dots, and we can begin to see the full tapestry. Humanity is moving from an era in which people were indoctrinated to follow external moral codes to one in which relationships will be established that foster freedom. This concerns both so-called closet ties as well as those with ties relating to ideas, government systems, and organizations. By building a world on the basis of freedom, peace will increasingly manifest, not as the result of a human achievement or learning, but as the expression of a new consciousness. The changes that the earth is experiencing now are the effect of an unprecedented and all-encompassing universal transmutation. This means that not only will human beings benefit from the grace of a conscious union with love and creation, but all planes and dimensions will be enveloped in benevolence. The new humanity will advance this as well as new living beings that will inhabit and are already inhabiting the earth. Well, in my own experience, I started looking for freedom, I guess, the moment I show up in this planet Earth, but I couldn't find it. I was very happy till, I don't know, something's happened. My father, most of his life, he works for himself. He has his own business most of his life. So I was his slave, kind of. Yeah, you are free, Papa, but I don't feel the freedom. I wanted to work 8 to 5 and be off Saturdays and Sundays. But with my father, forget about it. 5 to 10 every day. So forget about it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. As soon as I love it, it was beautiful. He was always there, my father and my mother. We were always at home. We had a grocery store. We had a tire shop. We build all kind of things. So they keep us always busy. But I wasn't free. I wasn't free. And I started looking for the freedom. So I started working for a company, 8 to 5. It feels good. But of course, I was living with my father. So, wow, now I'm double slave. I'm double slave. Oh, no, no, no. But this, I didn't know that this world is made to keep us like a slave, I can say. Without love, it is a slave thing. Without love, it's suffering. Anyway, I cannot believe it took us, in my own experience, I found the freedom inside myself. I thought when I got married, finally I'm free. No, no. Oh God, when I found church, finally I'm free. Nope. Slave and a slave. It feels like a prison. The first baby, 2 babies, 3 babies. Well, the first baby, I said, wow, this is so different. I felt freedom. But of course, later on, this is not freedom. I went from a prison to a prison to a prison to a prison. And I'm like, till freedom is in you. Freedom, I found freedom when I was working in things that I loved. That's where I found freedom. I didn't mind working 20 hours because I loved whatever I was doing. And that love, yeah, I was feeling free. I enjoyed that freedom, but of course, still, that freedom still outside. Something's happening in me, but I was able to find the freedom inside. Love from God is freedom. And after you find that freedom, it is so beautiful. Because now that freedom goes wherever you go. You can be working 8 to 5 every day, but if you have that freedom, it feels so good. You're no longer working for 8 to 5 company. You're working for freedom. You're working for God. And that's my experience. I cannot believe it took us, most of us, I believe, we find freedom in God, in ourselves, in love, in the spirit, in the truth. and that is eternal. Thank you. I am complete.
Thank you, Ruben. And welcome, Suzanne. Just to let you know, Suzanne, we just finished the first chapter of chapter 13, being path of plentitude, and we're starting on page 77, time of wisdom.
Thank you. That's lovely. I haven't been able to come for a while. It's great to see you all. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. And Joan, you just have to unmute Joan.
Okay, hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. I'd just like to comment on the courage, to honor our courage in our lives, just like Ruben was speaking of, this courage to choose freedom. And so in this, we are like turtles without shells, standing naked in the rain, sharing the truth of our holy being.
Thank you, Joan.
To be vulnerable seems to be a major choice in allowing our vulnerability, in this choice to declare our freedom, to choose the path of being, the path of love. I just think it's a major step that we have taken in choosing the truth, choosing as the direction of our lives. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. The freedom of expression, of course, is very powerful. The inner freedom of expressing your way of expressing love. I love this first line, and there's a couple of beautiful things in here, but heart full of light. Here you find the answer to questions you have about evil. All its expressions are the effect of a deep suffering in which the soul experiences itself as imprisoned, deprived of its free will. The inability to be is an attack on truth of such magnitude that it creates an entire world of madness. Ayana, you want to say something?
Yes. I've tried to find the hand. I really love the restating of the fact that we're moving into a completely new time. And we have all been in the old world where we've come through it, like Joan said earlier, with such courage, where contrasts seem to be the way for us to make our way into consciousness, like seeing the contrast, understanding the context, opening ourselves up to higher consciousness and to God and allowing that to flow in. But it was something that we were sort of swimming up the river against the current, it felt like, and we've made it here, and it's beautiful, and we're resilient, and we're even more beautiful as a result of it. And now we're stepping into a time where it feels much more easeful. Like that's not going to be the way it's going to be. that we're stepping into the age of the heart, as we know, as we read with together. And here where it says, you simply understand that life is about being and nothing else. So this is in this new world where not just us, but others will recognize that. And then how each person brings this into expression is a matter of the free will of each soul. So we're stepping into a time where we can start to be who we are and allow our talents to show, and it'll fit right in this tapestry of life, and each one of us has those, and we're going to bring them, and it will be easeful, and it won't feel like work anymore. It'll just be a contribution to the beingness. And we're literally stepping into that newness, and we've had the experience, and we've transitioning from that into that, and embracing that, and actually feeling good about that, and not feeling like, oh my God, it has to be the old way. Now we can step into this new way of being in the world. And it is new. I mean, it's new for me. It definitely feels new, but it feels much more easeful and graceful. Thank you.
Okay, Christina, and then Susan, and then Chris.
Yes, on that, thank you, Iona, because I feel that, but I also feel that suffering is not real. It isn't in truth. If we are totally in the being of love and who we are, there isn't suffering when we allow that mind to quiet and believe from the heart and embrace that as our truth. Then there isn't anything to suffer from. You know, we create our sufferings and we make a picture, but when you're in the essence of being, there isn't anything that is wrong. Everything is. It just is. And it enables an acceptance. But as you say, the new thought is with the identity of ourselves as truth and love. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
All you have to say, huh? That's beautiful. You don't need to say a lot to come to the truth. Susan.
Thank you. I was late to join because we have an Iranian friend who lives in the community, and this afternoon she hosted a community gathering for 2 hours in the hall on the situation in Iran. So I've just been in the, within all of this and really pondering. So 35,000 people were massacred in January in the sort of uprising, and then everything that's happened since in the last 2 weeks in Iran. And she said she feels like her country might not survive all this. It just might be completely destroyed. And I'm sitting there in the session today thinking, how can I fathom all of this? So that bit that you read, Herb, the inability to be is an attack on truth of such magnitude, and it can create an entire world of madness. It feels like that covers it. It doesn't really give me comfort in terms of all of that suffering that might be there. But it felt good to hear you say it now. Thank you.
Yes. And of course, it's so mad that we don't know what we see or hear is actually the truth. That's how mad it is.
Yeah.
There's so much control and manipulation that only our inner guidance system can tell is what is expressed here. Is there any truth in that? And it's a real challenge because we have been living in a world of manipulation, trying to take away your freedom. No, you don't need to pay your tax if you don't want to. Nobody told you that. God never said like, no, now we need to pay taxes. But it's all this program and this organization that has been available on this planet to kind of imprison us. Yes. And you don't need to work 5 jobs if you don't want to. You don't need to say yes to your father who wants you to work 10 hours a day. But there's all this pressure, all this expectation, all this way, like, it's about balance. Like, you can't work all the time and be balanced. Yes, you need to find balance. And of course, in our spiritual growth, we realize, oh my God, there is more than just money. There's more than just that idea of family. There's a principle of love that is guiding us, what gives freedom to our own expression and to be who we want to be, however we see that fit. And God allows all these things. Yes, so it's a big subject, actually, this whole thing that we are talking about. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Susan. Chris and then Ruben.
Thank you. It's neat how we're talking about inner freedom and free from conflict, and the importance of that. The Course in Miracles has been sharing a little bit about that in the last 2 lessons, where we're willing light, and that there's only God's will for us, because that's God meaning love, and being in that vibration of love, will meaning thoughts, loving thoughts. So it was saying that the belief that conflict is possible has gone when we're in alignment with God's will. And peace can replace the strange idea that we are torn by conflicting desires and goals. And I love the statement, unprecedented transmutation. I've been training my mind for quite a while and really practicing observing any grievances or inner conflict and undoing. That is happening in a large amount within myself. I've never experienced that, but that's inner unprecedented transmutation. When I do that kind of inner unprecedented transmutation, since the world is a reflection of my mind, I'm really contributing to that unprecedented transmutation that's going on through forgiveness, or giving over that reactionary energy with accompanying way of looking, the ego, for love instead, a non-conflicting love. So to me, that's the most serving service I could do within to help what's going on without. I was watching a little video of Louise Hay, and in her presentation, she said the obvious. We know about this, that where we're holding on to grievances, others that hold on to grievances get affected by that choice we make. But when we're loving expressions, peaceful, joyous expressions, which is the results of non-conflictual, one-minded will, we contribute to other people that have that in mind and create more of its kind. And will bring about people through that vibration that supports our love for ourselves. But alas, vice versa is also true. If I'm holding on to grievances towards myself, if I'm allowing that inner critic to rule my mind, guess what I'm going to see more in my life? More critics. I'm complete. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, when we listen to one each other, we can see how valuable it becomes to hear all the different aspects, yes? How we enrich this subject of freedom, inner conflict, etc., etc. Ruben and then Frank. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, the whole universe is passing through an unprecedented transmutation, like you say, Chris. Yes, and we can feel it, and we can feel it in our own body. But Christina, she holds herself to the light, and the light, in the being, there is no conflict. There is no conflict. No matter what's going on with Christina physically, she say, in the love, in the being, there is no conflict. And from that place, I can extend that peace to my bones, to my physical body, to my mind, to my neighbors, to all these countries, to the whole universe. That's who we are. We are that. And it is so beautiful. I mean, yesterday we had a beautiful meeting, Course of Love, in the morning. We have a lady, she had a stroke. She lost everything. She lost everything. An entire country was erased. She represents an entire world. But from the ashes, that lady, she come back. Her husband was with her in all this journey. Her husband was the voice of the lady. She was never to speak. I mean, her everything was erased, but she held herself to the light, to the being. And from that place, she was able to come back. And after months and months and months, she was able to show up yesterday in the meeting. Oh my God. A new country is being reborn. And she recognized that she was working on her own before. And she has to let it go, everything, and start all over from love, from that being, from that peace. And we are a spirit. We are a spirit. So it is normal. Same way, Christina, Dominic. It's not too different than Iran or United States or whatever country is in turmoil. We have our own turmoil, and we have to hold ourselves to the light. That's the only way that I can help my bonds, my neighbors, my country, my world. This world belongs to love. This world belongs to our source. We just need to embrace the truth and let love lead the way, no matter what's going on with my neighbor, with my bonds, with myself. We are light. We are light. And that's what we tell our whole system. When the muscles or my organs, they refuse, hey, you are love. You are peace and joy. Rest. Rest. Rest with me because I am with you. Yes. If I don't take care of you, who else is going to do it? If I don't love you, Iran, Israel, who else is going to do it? If I don't love you, you are an extension of me. So thank you, thank you, thank you for showing me the way to eternity. It is normal to go through this unprecedented transmutation. Yeah, we're going back home. We're remembering that we are loved. Everybody's remembering. And we had to let it go of the past in order for us to embrace that being. That being is who we are. Thank you. I'm complete.
Thank you, Ruben. Frank?
Try to capture this quickly. If we go back and look at the very title, Being, Path of Plenitude, living a life of love. And wanting to share that with my family. Living a life of being. So for me, and I don't know whether this can affect you guys the same way or not, but I watched this Paramount Plus on Amazon movie. It's a series, The Madison with Michelle Pfeiffer and Kurt Russell. I think it exemplifies this love and freedom that I've lived in nature and all of what I'm learning here, and had the desires to share it with my family and not being rejected as much as just they can't recognize it. But the irony of it is that this movie really speaks to all you have to do is live it. And even when you're gone, your message has been sent. So if you get an opportunity to get in, look at that particular series. It is stunning, at least it is for me. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to read one couple of more lines and then we'll go into meditation. Love all things with the heart I gave you as the spirit of wisdom. Do this, and you will be allowing your light to spread from my spirit to all creation. Your joy will be great. You will be free. You will rest in the peace of heaven, of your holy reality. So let's find a position where we are comfortable and we allow the love that surrounds us to actually penetrate us. And in this particular meditation, we allowing ourselves to open the crown chakra, the thousand petal lotus to open itself, to invite the light and the love of God in this golden white light to come in. We say yes. We say yes to our receiving of the light. Filling us up through the crown chakra, in every aspect of our head, eyes, nose, mouth, jaws, through the throat and the throat chakra, into the neck and shoulders, through the arms, wrists and hands, from the shoulders, down the chest and the back, into the heart, and feel that light filling and energizing us in every part of our body. From the heart down the solar plexus, to the back of the shoulders, shoulder blades, down the back into the lower back, and from the front, from the heart into the solar plexus, into the tummy. Just feel that love and light flowing through the crown all the way down. Now filling everything up through into the hips and pelvic floor. Every aspect, every cell, every bone is being filled up with this yellow, golden, white light. And from the pelvic floor and the hips down through the legs, into the knees, and from the knees down into the ankles and the feet. And just feel this light streaming as a waterfall from the crown all the way down through the body, lifting and lighting up every aspect of our being, our human being. All the way through to our feet, and from our feet into this planet, Mother Gaia. And just imagine that you're lighting up this whole planet, this big round ball, in and outside. Light coming through you, through all of us, lighting up the planet. Setting it on fire with this golden white light, penetrating every aspect of Mother Gaia. all the seas and plants and human life and animal life to deep inside of this earth and through this earth. And that light now starts to radiate from the whole planet and from our whole being, every direction. Like we are all suns radiating this light everywhere. We give thanks for this hour of being together. And we bless each other as we bless ourselves. Amen. Thank you all for joining and being part of this beautiful expression again.
Thank you, Hub.
Thank you, Hub.
Enjoy your beautiful day. Thank you, Dominique. Good to see you outside in the light. See you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.